Hello and welcome on this fresh edition of Hub Encounter. Aam Aadmi Party has already announced that they will be contesting Lok Sabha elections on their own across country, including both the constituencies in Goa. We have with us Dr. Sandeep Pathak, General Secretary,
Hi.
Aam Aadmi Party.
Hello.
So first of all, you started splitting votes much before the Lok Sabha had started. You are contesting on your own. The other like-minded parties will contest on their own, and eventually we will see BJP winning in Lok Sabha again. How do you react to this?
Well, the important thing is, like, you shouldn't get together to defeat somebody. If you just join hands, get together to defeat a political party without having a suitable agenda, then public don't like it. Getting together for an issue is a totally different ballgame altogether. Therefore, I personally don't believe in our union or alliance should be based on with a focus to defeat a political party. If at all some union happens, and if at all it happens anywhere, anytime, it has to be based on some issues as to how to make country number one. And this is the premise at which we always believe that public don't like any kind of union which just in a purpose to defeat some other political party.
But this will eventually lead to a split of votes, split of anti-BJP votes. At least you admit that.
Well, it does happen to a certain degree. But if you fight with good agenda and public appreciate your agenda, then you should focus on winning the election rather than defeating some other party.
But how do you win the elections with divided votes?
Well, we shouldn't think about votes being divided, votes being getting together. We should specifically taking up the issues that pertains to the public life. How can you make their life easier? How can you improve their lifestyle, livelihood? And if you have a good agenda, if you are with good intention, then you win the election, no problem. And Delhi is an example, Punjab is an example. I mean, we have a couple of seats in Goa as well. Gujarat gave us 5 seats. So how could we win all these seats? Because we don't do any negative politics. The moment you get together to defeat some other politically, you drift away towards negative kind of politics. Our politics should be positive, issue-based politics. We believe in constructive politics.
We were always looking at BJP led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi versus others, and we had others including TMC, Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, and etc. etc. Again, I am coming back to the same question with a different format. There's all these political parties not projecting one person as prime ministerial face, and BJP projecting their prime ministerial face. So naturally, people would prefer BJP more than this political party.
To a certain degree, you are right. I mean, it is an issue when you see BJP versus all. But we should not look the entire thing in that way. There are parties who are very strong in their own states, and there they can defeat Modi or BJP. So I still believe that it should be clear to public as to who are their prime ministerial candidate, and there should be clarity for which party who is the prime ministerial candidate. And opposition parties should think as to how to deal with this situation, what should be done, and how to counter BJP. BJP's politics has been a very negative politics. They just want to crush the opposition to the core, and they have become totally negative. So public is quite aware about the fact that what BJP is doing. Therefore, I think this time public would respond through their votes.
We were expecting Aam Aadmi Party to project Arvind Kejriwal as Prime Minister candidate, but that's not happening, in the sense that you have said that you are not projecting it. Why?
No, I did not say anything. I said it's too early to comment on that. Party would take an appropriate decision when the time comes. But ultimately, it is not important who you project. What is important is that who public accepts. So if you do your job well, and if you raise good issues that are important to people, that are important to public would then make the fight who versus who. Self projection is one thing, obviously, which party does at right time, but ultimately it's the public who decides between who. But in a larger perspective, if I may answer this question, today Arvind Kejriwal is the only leader who is considered who can counter the Modi's might. In entire country, you go anywhere, if you ask who can challenge Narendra Modi, public is saying that it's only Arvind Kejriwal who can challenge and who can bring the alternate politics. So therefore, it is not important who we project and how we project. What is important, what public think.
But then again, coming back to the same point, do you think that other political parties, like-minded political parties, will not accept Arvind Kejriwal as a Prime Minister face? That is why you are little reluctant to project him right now?
I would come straight to the question. We are not thinking about it at this point of time at all.
So you are not even refusing a possibility, denying a possibility that...
Well, I am saying it is too premature to even discuss, and the 24 election is quite far from here.
BJP has already started its campaign for the...
For BJP, it is very easy because BJP has a Prime Minister at the moment. They will be going with their own Prime Minister. For us, we will do the call when we reach closer. We as a political party, we have just become a national party. We have just become a national party. We are fighting state elections in Madhya Pradesh, in Rajasthan, in Chhattisgarh, in Karnataka. We are focusing on those elections at the moment. Once we wrap up those elections, we'll sit down and we'll design our strategy.
Aam Aadmi Party based its entire campaign or politics on 3 C's: corruption, communal and criminal. Now go to C slowly, one by one. The major leaders, 2 leaders at least I can name. So they have been behind the bars now. Can we call them criminals?
Well, it's irony and very sad that how the country's politics has taken turn. Our party was born out of anti-corruption movement. Today, these leaders are put behind the bar simply because we fight corruption. Now you will have to understand that these allegations that they have leveled has no basis. When it will be argued in law of court, they will come out very clean. They talk about the liquor case, liquor policy case. What is the liquor policy? The liquor policy was such that the state government got benefited much more than the previous policy. So this is very interesting. In a policy where the government is getting benefited, is called corruption, and in a policy where the nexus, the corrupt people through fraudulent means, if they get benefited, then it's called correct. Well, I would say if liquor policy has to be invested, it should be invested in Gujarat. There are so many people, hundreds of people dying with illicit liquor. These people should be put behind the bar. And who are the people who are running these nexus there in Gujarat? All these politicians, so many big shots, they are running the nexus. Hundreds of people are dying almost every now and then. Nobody talks about that. And there is a policy which actually benefited the exchequer, which benefited the country. It's considered to be fraud. So all I am trying to say is that this case is nothing but a fraudulent means by which Bharatiya Janata Party wants to crush the Aam Aadmi Party.
Without going into merits of the case, but even Aam Aadmi Party's earlier campaigns also used to label someone as criminal or based on the charges that, based on the fact that he's charge sheeted in the court or he's arrested for certain. You are never waited for a conviction, even in terms of politics, for politicians. So again, I'm asking the same question. Going by that formula of Aam Aadmi Party of labeling someone as criminal just because he's a charge sheet against him, are you considering these 2 people as, at least these 2 leaders as?
No, all I am saying is that they have the police, they have the ED, they have CBI, they are using it all. Let them use. We are available for the probe. Let them do a fair probe. We'll come out clean because we know what they are doing. All BJP is doing is try to crush Aam Aadmi Party because they fear Arvind Kejriwal. They fear that Arvind Kejriwal is the only leader who can challenge Narendra Modi. They don't want to fight head on. You see, they tried to stop Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, they failed. They tried to stop Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab, they failed. They tried to stop Aam Aadmi Party in Gujarat. To a certain degree, they wanted us to go to a 0 seats, they failed. We also opened our accounts in Goa. They know one thing, that the Arvind Kejriwal is becoming day by day difficult to fight on, head on. So let's fight them with crooked means, with fraudulent means, with these. So we are not afraid. In fact, I'll tell you one interesting thing. I am roaming around the country, going around the country, building the organization. Everywhere, the rate of organization growth has increased because public sympathizing with the Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party, saying that whatever BJP is doing is wrong. So let them do.
We have heard former Goa Governor Satyapal Malik speaking about corruption. He has also made a statement that during Lok Sabha elections, he would be supporting or helping certain political parties. Those are non-BJP parties. Is Aam Aadmi Party looking at, indulging or, with Satyapal Malik or inviting him to join the political party?
देखिए, सत्यपाल मलिक जी गवर्नर रहे हुए हैं और ये मुद्दा पॉलिटिकल, हम इसको छोटा नहीं बनाना चाहते पॉलिटिकल प्रिज्म में देख के। मुद्दा बहुत बड़ा है। मुद्दा देश की सुरक्षा से जुड़ा हुआ है, मुद्दा हमारी सेना से जुड़ा हुआ है, मुद्दा प्रधानमंत्री जी से जुड़ा हुआ है। और जो एलिगेशन लगाया जा रहा है वो कोई ऑपोजिशन का व्यक्ति नहीं है, कोई आम व्यक्ति नहीं है। वो गवर्नर हैं, गवर्नर थे और भाजपा से जुड़े हुए गवर्नर थे। सत्यपाल मलिक जी ने क्या कहा? उन्होंने 2-3 बड़े बड़े रेवलेशन किए। उन्होंने ये कहा कि आर्मी ने एयरप्लेन्स मांगे थे क्योंकि इतने सारे आर्मी पर्सोनेल्स को जिस हाईवे से ले जाने की बात चल रही थी, वो हाईवे हमेशा रिस्की रहा है। कभी भी ये एडवाइजल नहीं था, उनके एसओपी में नहीं था कि उस रूट से लेके जाए। तो आर्मी ने होम मिनिस्ट्री से हवाई जहाज मांगे, होम मिनिस्ट्री ने मना कर दिया। होम मिनिस्ट्री का मना करना अपने आप में ये बड़ा प्रश्न चिन्ह लगाता है कि आर्मी की इतनी बड़ी कॉन्टिंजेंट अगर वहाँ से पास थ्रू हो रही है, वो भी पाकिस्तान से जुड़े हुए हाईवे पर जो हमेशा रिस्की रहा है, तो सबसे पहला तो प्रश्न वहाँ उठता है। दूसरा प्रश्न उन्होंने ये कहा कि जितने भी कॉन्फ्लुएंस वाले या एडजॉइनिंग जो जुड़ने वाले रोड थे, उसको किसी को भी मैन नहीं किया गया था, उसको प्रोटेक्ट नहीं किया गया था। ये तो बहुत मेजर लैप्स है ओवरऑल स्टैंडर्ड प्रैक्टिसेस पे। इतनी बड़ी कॉन्टिजेंट एक तो जाती नहीं, और जब जाती है तो रोड को सैनिटाइज किया जाता है, तो ये किसका फॉल्ट है? नंबर 2। नंबर 3, जब प्रधानमंत्री जी को बताया गया कि भाई ये हमारे तरफ से गलती हो गई, हमने हवाई जहाज नहीं दी, तो प्रधानमंत्री जी ने उन्हें चुप करा दिए कि भाई आप चुप रहो। ये तो बहुत बड़ा प्रश्न है। 2-3 प्रश्न उठते हैं, इसके लिए जिम्मेदार कौन है? और भी बड़े प्रश्न उठते हैं। चुनाव के समय ये हुआ था, क्या इसको चुनावी फायदा लेने के लिए किस तरह से देखा गया? मैं नहीं जानता, मैं नहीं कह रहा, सत्यपाल जी कह रहे हैं। इस पे तो प्रोब होना चाहिए। और सबसे दुख की बात क्या है? दुख की बात यह है कि राजनीति को आप हमारे सेना के ऊपर मत लाओ, सेना के ऊपर लगाकर राजनीति मत करो। आप उनके मोराल को आज डिमोटिवेट होते हैं सारे। इस पे जनता देख रही है और इस पे तो जांच होनी चाहिए, बहुत एलेबोरेट जांच होनी चाहिए, और सारे व्यक्ति जो इससे जुड़े हुए हैं उनको सजा मिलनी चाहिए।
एक तरफ तो आपको सेंट्रल एजेंसी से कोई भी उनके ऊपर कोई विश्वास नहीं है, आप कहते रहते हैं कि दे आर हैंडल्ड बाय बीजेपी ऑलवेज, और दूसरी तरफ यू वांट सेंट्रल एजेंसीज टू इन्वेस्टिगेट सच काइंड ऑफ एलिगेशन which is without any proof, or you have just said it in a statement. It's like an interview statement.
See, if you look at carefully, the role of ED and the role of CBI has been very notorious. And overall, the conviction rate, if you look at it for past several years, has been very abysmal, which itself suggests that many of the cases were designed, and many of the cases had a very, very minimal legal argument, and that's how they could not prove it, number 1. Number 2, in past few years, if you see, the role of the EDs and CBIs have become so blatant. I can count so many leaders who had criminal charges leveled by ED or CBI or other agencies, once they joined the Bharatiya Janata Party, were withdrawn. So either the BJP has that power to clean them up, or the CBI and ED were compromised. So who am I to say all that? It is the fact. It is the instances that are in public
But
domain.
you are using the same agencies. So you are saying that same agencies should probe statement of Satyapal Malik, which doesn't have any solid, concrete evidence or proof or support.
I believe, I understand your point, and that is why public in general gets demotivated. Who to look it up, what to do, how to go about it. Because Satyapal ji's revelations are very disheartening. When it comes to army, we cannot do politics. We cannot hide things like that. It can be done with there are other means. Supreme Court monitor probe can be done, where हमारे देश की अभी भी कानून व्यवस्था है, संस्थाएं हैं जिसकी इंटीग्रिटी है, उनके मॉनिटरिंग में भी किया जा सकता है.
Are you welcoming Satyapal Malik to join Aam Aadmi Party?
नहीं, हमने ये सब अभी सोचा नहीं है और इसको पॉलिटिकल एंगल से सोचना भी नहीं चाहिए. ऐसी चीज़ों पर ऐसे समय पर राजनीतिक फ़ायदा सोचना देश के लिए ठीक नहीं.
He has already said that he would support a non-BJP party in Lok Sabha elections.
वो कहे होंगे, लेकिन मेरा ये मानना है कि ऐसे मुद्दे को पॉलिटिकल बेनिफिट लेना या लेने की सोचना भी देश के लिए ठीक नहीं.
Okay, about Goa polls, and we are meeting you for the first time after Goa polls. So, do you think 2 seats was a fair result for Aam Aadmi Party's entire efforts in Goa polls, or it was ज़्यादा चाहते थे और बहुत कम मिल गए?
Were our expectations were high, and we fought hard. If you do a lot of hard work, if you fight hard, then it's reasonable and it's reasonably okay to expect more. But 2 seats is also not poor show, I would say, in a complicated politics like Goa. Goa's politics is very, very complicated. Here it is very difficult to identify which is BJP, which is Congress, because somewhere within they're all together. So getting 2 seats, good start. I wouldn't say that that's what all we wanted. We wanted obviously more. We did hard work. But okay, we'll fight hard, we'll fight again, and we'll increase the tally.
Your mission 2027 has started in Goa, next assembly election?
I would say yes.
All the constituencies?
All the constituencies.
40?
40.
Or is bar, I hope you are not, or are you projecting someone as CM much in advance, saying that all these years, okay, this guy would be your CM?
No, it would be too premature to get into all that. At this point of time, we want to do 2 things. One, to strengthen the party organization and raise the issues that pertains to public interest, and be active in the state and highlight the corrupt practices of BJP and Congress, and try to provide comfort public as much as we can.
You are contesting in Karnataka. You said you want to grow in Karnataka. There is one issue is about Mahadai river water distribution. You feel Mahadai river should be diverted, or you feel it should not be stopped by Karnataka?
So within the states, within the country, there are so many issues where quite complicated, and for long time it's been pending. I believe there should not be any politics in such issues. There should be competent authorities. They should sit down together. They should look the fair aspect for every state. Every state's rights should be protected.
That has been done. It has been done.
So
Tribunal sat for years together. They gave this verdict of which Goa says, I don't agree.
I agree. I agree to the fact that these things should not be brought into political discourses. They should be dealt with the technicality, and whichever part is right should accept everyone, and independent body should look into this one. My problem is this: all these issues, when we start doing politics, ultimately Karnataka is also part of this country and Goa is also part of this country. Ultimately the country suffers. So my idea is very simple. My suggestion is very simple. Let us not all of us do politics with this. Let it be technical, fair and clear, and let's based on that decide it and accept it.
Your Goa leaders are on straight demanding that water should not be diverted by Karnataka.
Well, obviously, I mean, why would Goa like to divert the water? right? Similarly, Karnataka may have a different opinion. So that's where I am saying, if you look at nationally, ultimately it harms the country.
So you don't have one view on Madhe. Aam Aadmi Party doesn't have one view on
Aam
Madhe.
Aadmi Party has a view that these things should not be politicized for political gain during the elections. These issues should be sought out amicably and for the betterment of every party.
Thank you very much, sir, for spending
Thank
time
you.
with us. ह्या आशिल्ले डॉक्टर संदीप पाठक ते म्हणटा की 2027 इलेक्शनांनी आम आदमी पार्टी तितल्याच नेटान लडटली जशी ती फाटल्या फावटी लडिल्ली आनी चड सीट जिखतली. लोकसभा इलेक्शनांनी ते गोंयांत 2 सीट लडटले आनी म्हादयचेर ते म्हणटा की बसून एमिकेबली डिसायड करपाचें. इट शुडंट बी पॉलिटिसायज. यू आर वॉचिंग हब एंड कॉन ऑन युअर फेवरेट वेबसायट www.goanewsup.com. RDX Goa is our channel partners. Keep watching.